Hi and welcome to the latest video. My name is Rebecca and today we'll be moving through a gentle clearing practice in a chair. So come to a comfortable seat in whatever is a comfortable chair for you, and first just take a moment to arrive. You might choose to let your eyes close gently, let your hands rest in whatever way is comfortable in your lap, and take a deep breath in and a full exhale. We're going to start with some simple movements synced to the breath. So as you inhale, on this next inhale, look up and tilt your head up towards the ceiling as high as is comfortable for your neck. And as you exhale, gently tilt the head down like you're tucking the chin and lengthening the back of the neck to look down at your lap. Let's do that 3 more times with breath. The trick here is to really slow down the movement enough that you can actually do the movement for the duration of the breath. Because it's a small movement, so we go nice and slow. Awesome, and then coming back to center, let's pause. We'll continue moving with the breath. On your inhale, come to center. As you exhale, let your head tilt towards one shoulder, just tilting to the side like your ear is moving towards one shoulder. Shoulders stay relaxed. You'll inhale back to the center, and then you'll exhale to go the other way. We'll do about 4 times on each side. No rush, move at your own pace. And we're not trying to pull the ear down towards the neck, we're just letting it release, letting gravity do the work, and the neck be really soft and at ease. Good, and then come back to center, pause at neutral. This time we'll inhale here, and exhale, turn to look out over one shoulder. Inhaling back to center, and exhaling to turn your head the other way. And as you move through this one, try to keep the shoulders really nice and relaxed, so they're not moving at all as you turn your head. And it is really normal for you to be able to turn your head more on one side than the other. And that's just interesting to note as you pay attention to all these small details of your body and of your practice. Good, and then come back through to center, pause. Now we'll find neck circles here. So I like to start by letting the chin tuck and the head hang down towards the chest. You can slowly let the head roll towards one shoulder. And then depending on your neck, you might choose to do half circles. So you come sort of to one shoulder and then reverse direction, letting the head roll across the chest towards the opposite shoulder. If it's comfortable for you to lean the head back all the way as you do this, then you might choose to do a full rotation. The key is that we're not pushing or pulling, we're just allowing the head and neck to move so slowly and gently. Let's do a couple in one direction if you're doing a full rotation. And then as you come back through center, you can pause and switch directions if you're doing that full rotation. Muscles of the face so nice and relaxed. And then speaking of the face, come on back to center. Just pause and let that settle. Notice any sensations in the neck that may be present. And then take your hands and let's massage out the face and the jaw, especially a little bit. I like to start at my temples. Noticing how it feels to just apply gentle pressure and to find little circling movements around the temples, and you can slowly work your way down into your jaw. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. What I encourage you to do is to just notice how this self-massage feels. Move at whatever pace feels really enjoyable and soothing to yourself, to your mind and your body. And then follow the cues of your body as to where to move your hands next. I like to go down my jawline, even a little bit sort of into the neck here, behind my jaw like this. And then even getting into massaging the chin. Kind of finding a place to massage, but always so healing to bring touch, to bring that action of self-massage to all the parts of the body, especially those that we don't get to very often, that we don't think of. Smooth breaths as you do this. And then let that go. Maybe scrunch up your face a couple times, make some funny expressions, like to stretch my face open, opening the mouth wide, scrunching the eyes. Remember, no one can see you doing this. I can't see you, so you can chuckle at my silly expressions, but stretch that face anyway. That feels good. Nice. All right, let's move into the shoulders. Let's just start with some simple shoulder circles. Arms nice and relaxed, and you can have the hands in your lap, or if you prefer, you can let the arms dangle here and let the weight of the arms contribute to the effect of rolling the shoulders, feeling that heaviness as the shoulders come down away from your ears. Good, and then pausing, and we'll move again with breath. So on your inhale, reach the arms forward and up to the extent that is comfortable for you. They don't have to be as high as this. And as you exhale, bring the arms forward, down, and then back any amount. Now I'm starting to run into this cupboard behind me, but maybe you can stretch a little bit further. We'll do that a few times with breath. So your inhale, you reach those arms forward and up. You might lengthen the spine as you do this. And as you exhale, arms forward and back. This time as we come forward and up, be careful that you don't jet your ribs forward. See how you can really arch your back and stick your ribs forward. Engage that core and stay nice and tall but neutral through the torso. And then bring the arms forward and back. Let's do that one more time. So feeling that core engagement, drawing the low ribs in. Good. Really nice. Pause. And now bring the fingertips to rest on the shoulders if that's comfortable. We'll inhale, bring the elbows back any amount, open through the chest. Exhale, bring the elbows towards one another. Maybe they touch, but it's not important if they don't. And just like that with your breath. Really slowing that movement down so that it lasts for the full duration of the breath. Let's do a couple more times. Good. Release. Let's do a little stretch. So starting with whatever side you prefer, extend one arm up towards the ceiling and then reach it back behind you like you're patting yourself on your back, on your upper back. And then other hand comes to the elbow of that arm and gently pushing it down. Just a breath here. And then release. Let's do the other side. So other arm reaching up and then down the back. And then the assisting arm helping to guide the elbow down. Maybe that hand can reach a little further. Big breath. Good. And then relax, pause. Now we're going to get more into some movement of the spine. If you're sitting in a chair that has arms, those arms might be helpful now as we do sort of a movement that's similar to cat-cow, but it's not necessary. So maybe you have your hands on arms of the chair, or maybe your hands are on your lap using your legs as some support. We're going to inhale to bring the heart forward, shoulders back, really open through the front body. You can even look up if that's okay on your neck. And then as you exhale, really slouch back, let the head droop around. We'll move through this with breath, and you might find that you like to sit a little further up in your chair so that as you exhale, you can lean back more and really stretch out the back body. Let's do 2 more. Good, and then coming back to neutral, And I like, for this next one, I like to sort of sit sort of medium in my chair, not really far forward, but not way back, so my back's to this, because we're going to circle the torso. Again, you might find it comfortable to have hands on the arms of your chair or just on your lap. And if we think of our pelvis or our seat as the base, we're just going to circle the rib cage around it, creating nice juicy circles. And the shoulders and neck might move a little bit. You might start to sort of flow, things moving on their own accord. And yours doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Just trying to find enjoyable, lugubrious movement. Slow, gentle breaths. And then come back to neutral pause. And we'll switch directions. Did I already go that direction? Try to keep track of which direction you went. It's possible I'm going the same direction twice, but you'll switch directions. Good, and then coming back to center. We're going to come into a little bit of a twist. The key with the twist is that even though we're placing our hands on the body and on the chair for support, we're not going to use the strength of our arms to push ourselves really far into the twist. The arms just offer a little bit of support, so we're very gentle. First, we think about lengthening. Let's all sit up really tall. Feel your sit bones root down into your chair and feel your crown lift. We're not lifting the chin yet, but we're lifting through the crown and the chin gently tucks. We feel really tall and lengthened. Now let's set up our hands for support. So we're going to twist to the right first. So your right hand is going to reach around, and maybe if you have an arm on your chair, you're holding onto the arm, or maybe it's comfortable to hold onto the back of the chair, but if it's not, don't feel like you have to twist that far. You might even just have your hand next to your hip, or even hold onto the bottom of the chair like this. And then your left hand will cross the body, and the hand will come to the outside of the right knee or thigh, wherever sort of comfortable along here. So again, hand might be back here if you want a little bit more rotation, or might be closer to the seat of the chair. We'll inhale together and find that intention to lengthen, not worrying at all about the twist. And then as you exhale, just gently allow your shoulders and chest to turn a little bit towards the right, and if it's okay on the neck, you might look out over your right shoulder. And we'll just take a big breath here. And then gently unwind. And we'll set up the other side. And again, it's really normal for you to be able to twist more on one side than the other, so don't worry about it if it's your experience. It's just interesting to note about your body today. So let's have our left hand grounded somewhere on the chair. Might be next to our hip, might be the seat of the chair, might be the back of the chair. Our right hand arm crosses the body and the hand takes hold somewhere along the outside of this left leg that's comfortable. Remember, we're not like gripping tight, we're just placing a little bit of support. Let's inhale to find length. Remember that tuck of the chin in and lift through the crown. And then as you exhale, just a gentle twist. Maybe a tiny bit of pressure in the hands helping you to turn. And we want to feel the twist from above the belly button. So it's really the shoulders and the chest that are turning. You might look out over your left shoulder. Good, and then come on back to center. And just pause. Let that settle, let that integrate. Let's take a couple breaths here. Good, all right. Let's do a little bit with the hands and feet. So first with our wrists, let's start by having the arms extended forward. We'll inhale to reach the fingers up. Exhale, slowly let the fingers draw down. A couple more times like that with your breath. One more. And then pause. This next action, there's different ways you can hold your hand, but to show you, it's like this side to side wrist action. The wrist doesn't go forward or back. It's like we're waving your hand. But you can relax your arms so that your upper arms go straight down and just sort of hold your hands out in front of you, or extend, or whatever's most comfortable. But you'll just let the hands, I'm doing this to show you, Go side to side. This is a very small movement, so take it slow because we're moving to the duration of that slow, gentle breath. Good, and then we'll release that by finding a gentle fist, not clenching, gentle, and circling the wrist one way as we breathe. And then changing direction. Good, and then relax the hands. And now let's turn to the feet. So looking at your own feet, we're going to start by pointing and flexing. So inhale to point the toes. Exhale to draw the toes back towards you, pulling them back. Pointing and flexing, just with your breath nice and slow. I've got something on the bottom of my foot here. All right, and then kind of similar to our side-to-side wrist movement, we're going to go sort of side to side with the ankles. So if you look at your feet, you're going to think about, if these are your feet, or you can see my feet, if you can see my feet, you're going to turn the soles of the feet towards one another. It's a small movement, not dramatic. And then you're going to turn them so that they're turning away from one another. You're just going to feel that out. Let's try that a couple more times. Good. And then circle the ankles one way. And the other way. And pause to let that settle. It's a powerful and gentle clearing practice to work with the joints one at a time and to sort of go systematically. We've done a little bit of that working with several of our joints and parts of the spine today. And we're going to finish off our clearing practice in our chairs with some breath work. So one of our most powerful clearing breaths is Kapalabhati breath, or breath of fire. There's different names for it. And this is one, so you're going to sit nice and comfortably. This is one where we emphasize the exhale. And so you're going to exhale sharply through the nose like a sniff, like you're sniffing like a bug out of your nose or something. And then the inhale just happens on its own. You don't have to worry about a sharp inhale. It will just be like a little inhale that naturally follows. And as you sniff exhale, you'll also feel your belly contract. So your abs pull in to help push that air out. And it can be helpful and enjoyable to have a hand or even two hands on the belly doing this breath, so that you are really feeling this whole process taking place, and it's a reminder to engage your core. So the hands can rest in whatever way is comfortable. You might have one or two hands on the belly. We're going to just take a breath or two, just a normal breath to get settled. And then to begin, we're just going to take a partial inhale, so not like a deep breath in. You're just going to inhale a little bit and begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. After that breath, it's so lovely to enjoy the sweetness of deep breath. So let's take several of those. Let the face relax, let the eyes close. Let those breaths be full and unhurried. Relax your abdomen. Really breathing deeply and completely. And noticing for yourself any sensations after that practice, particularly after that breath. Often you can feel a bit warmer having done that, and also tingly, even lightheaded. That's the breath that you can take at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. Going faster is more intense, it's more sort of clearing and more warming, everything just intensifies. But if you still want a clearing, the practice that's a bit more gentle, a bit more grounding, then going at a slower pace is better. That is all for our chair yoga practice today with our clearing intention. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.